What if the haunted mansion you've heard about isn't just a ghost story? What if the whispers echoing through the halls are real, the cold spots more than just drafts, and the shadows clinging to the walls belong to something else? We're drawn to these places, to the crumbling facades and the unsettling histories, because they tap into something primal, a fear and fascination with the unknown. Today we're diving headfirst into that unknown. Now, I'm not saying every creaky floorboard or flickering light means we've got a full-on spectral rave happening. Sometimes it's just the house settling, or maybe a loose wire causing the lights to flicker. But let's face it, the atmosphere of an old, creaky house at night can make even the most rational mind start to wonder. The mind plays tricks, and shadows can seem like they're moving when they're really not. Let's be real, folks. Sometimes a draft is just a draft. That rattling window? Probably just the wind. The door that creaks open on its own? Maybe it's just the house breathing. But in the dead of night, when you're alone, those little noises can feel like something more. It's easy to let your imagination run wild. Plenty of you out there, the skeptics, the rational thinkers, you need cold, hard evidence. And hey, I respect that. You want to see the data, the proof, the undeniable facts, and that's fair. But even the most skeptical among us can feel a chill down their spine in the right circumstances. It's human nature to be curious, to question the unknown. But separating fact from spooky fiction, that's where things get interesting. It's not just about debunking myths or proving the existence of ghosts. It's about the stories, the history, the culture that surrounds these tales. Each ghost story is a piece of the past, a glimpse into the fears and beliefs of those who came before us. We're talking centuries-old tales, whispers passed down through generations, each storyteller adding their own embellishments, their own fears. These stories are living, breathing entities that evolve with each retelling. They reflect the anxieties of their time, the things that kept people up at night. It's like a game of telephone, but with ghosts instead of gossip. Each person who tells the story adds their own twist, their own interpretation. And that's what makes these tales so fascinating. They're not just about the supernatural. They're about us, our fears, our imaginations, and our need to make sense of the unknown. This mansion, though, this one's got stories. Stories that have been whispered through generations. Tales that have seeped into the very walls, making the air thick with mystery and sorrow. We're talking tales of a heartbroken widow, forever mourning her lost love, her sorrow seeping into the very foundation. She was said to have lost her husband in a tragic accident, and her grief was so profound that it transcended the boundaries of life and death. Her presence is felt in every creak of the floorboards, every gust of wind that rattles the windows. People claim to have seen her, a wisp of white drifting down the grand staircase. Some say she appears on moonlit nights, her ethereal form gliding silently, her eyes forever searching for her lost love. Witnesses describe a chill in the air, a sudden drop in temperature, as if her sorrow brings with it the coldness of the grave. Then there's the whispers about a former groundskeeper, driven mad by some unknown tragedy, his anguished cries echoing through the halls at night. He was a loyal servant, dedicated to the upkeep of the mansion, but something happened that shattered his mind. Some say he witnessed something so horrifying that it drove him to madness. His spirit is said to roam the dark hallways, his cries a haunting reminder of his torment. And the evidence? Oh, we've got EVPs, those eerie recordings that send shivers down your spine. Paranormal investigators have captured voices, whispers, and even screams that cannot be explained. These recordings are often analyzed, revealing messages from beyond the grave, voices pleading for help or warning the living to stay away. Photos with unexplained figures lurking in the background, shadows that shouldn't be there, faces that appear in mirrors, and apparitions that seem to be watching from the corners. These images are scrutinized, debated, and often dismissed as tricks of the light, but those who have experienced the mansion's eerie presence know better. Some say it's trick photography, others say it's the spirits, making themselves known. The mansion stands as a testament to the past, a place where the veil between the living and the dead is thin. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, there's no denying the chilling atmosphere that surrounds this place. It's a reminder that some stories never die, they just linger, waiting to be told. Chapter 3. The Night the Lights Went Out. But here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just any haunted mansion, it's one of the most infamous in the country. Known for its chilling history and countless reports of paranormal activity, it has been the subject of many ghost stories and urban legends. A few years back, a group of paranormal investigators, and listen, I'm not talking about your amateur ghost hunters with iPhones and a dream. These were the real deal, seasoned professionals with years of experience and the latest technology at their disposal. They spent a night locked inside this mansion. The air was thick with anticipation and a sense of foreboding. Every creak of the old wooden floors, every gust of wind rattling the windows, seemed to whisper secrets of the past. They set up their cameras, their EMF readers, all the fancy ghost hunting gadgets, and waited. Hours ticked by. Nothing. The tension was palpable as they sat in the dimly lit room, eyes darting around, ears straining to catch any sound. Then, just as they were about to call it a night, the lights went out. Complete darkness. The sudden blackout sent a jolt of adrenaline through the team. They fumbled for their flashlights, the beams cutting through the pitch-black air. And that's when the EVP recorder picked up a voice, clear as day, a man's voice saying, "Get out!" The words sent chills down their spines. It was as if the mansion itself was warning them, urging them to leave. The team exchanged uneasy glances, their earlier bravado replaced by a creeping sense of dread. They knew they had captured something extraordinary, something that defied explanation. The voice was not just a random noise. It was a clear, deliberate message. The night the lights went out became a defining moment in their careers, a story they would tell for years to come. Chapter 4. Haunted or Hype. So, what do we make of all this? Is this mansion truly haunted by souls unable to find peace? Or is it all just elaborate stories, the power of suggestion playing tricks on our minds? We've dug into the history, examined the evidence, and honestly, I'm not sure. And that's the thing about the paranormal, isn't it? It keeps us guessing, keeps us questioning what we believe. Chapter 5. What do you believe? What do you guys think? Have you ever had an experience in a haunted place that sent chills down your spine? Let me know in the comments below because I am genuinely curious. And hey, if you're brave enough, stick around for my next video, where we'll be exploring the terrifying true stories of people who claim they've come face to face with the supernatural. Outro. Well, there you have it. Another spooky location. Another mystery that's more tangled than Ryan's headphones after a ghost hunt. Are we any closer to proving or disproving the existence of ghosts? Honestly, who knows? But that's the beauty of it, right? The unknown keeps us humble, keeps us looking over our shoulders. Just remember, the next time you're feeling brave and you decide to explore that abandoned house down the street, tread carefully. You never know who or what might be watching.